What's going on, everyone? Spartan Alphazulu here, bringing you more underused Wi-Fi battle action against Santoro613. I will be linking his YouTube channel in the description. He is a PokeTuber, and a very awesome Wi-Fi battler. Ran into him in a Facebook group, saw one of his videos, and decided to hit him up for a match. And he responded to me. Here is the battle. And let's get ready to rock and roll and start this baby off. I'm going to go ahead and lead with my Infernape. He's going in with a Tentacruel. That puts me in a bad position here, so I'm going to go ahead and pivot tempo out. I don't want to get hit with a Scald, even though I know he's probably going to set up some entry hazards. But still, just to be safe, we're going to get Infernape out of here and U-turn out. And I'm going to bring in my Starmie. Just in case he goes for the Toxic Spikes, I can just Rapid Spin. But he goes for the Scald, being aggressive, and Starmie's going to take it like a champ. Sadly, though, she's going to go ahead and get burned. And this Starmie is Analytic, which I'd rather prefer the Natural Cure just to stop the residual damage in case I have to switch out. I'm going to go for the Psyshock, expecting him to switch. He does not have a Dark type on his team, or at least I didn't see one, and go into the Klefki. So Psyshock is not going to do anything to this Pokemon because of its still typing, and Klefki is going to take it just like a champ. I'm going to go ahead and switch out here, although I was iffy on switching out because I was pretty sure the Z move would have done the job. But just to be safe, I'm going to go ahead and switch out because I know he's either going to set up his screens or get entry hazards up, and I didn't want to go with the Z move and then he sets up screens and I don't do anything to it. So I switched just to see what he's going to do, and he's going to set up his spikes. He's going to put entry hazards down on the ground. I went into Scizor thinking that maybe he was going to go for a Thunder Wave as well, because Klefki is just an all-around toolbox. You have to be careful with it. You have to actually scout it out to see what the heck it's going to do. So thankfully, Scizor did not get hit with a Thunder Wave. Instead, he set up entry hazards, and I'm going to Bullet Punch. I should have gone for the knockoff, but I went for the Bullet Punch instead, and that's not going to do anything to Tentacruel. So now I'm going to go back into Starmie and maybe just Rapid Spin these spikes away, because I'm expecting him to set up those Toxic Spikes. And I'm going to go into Starmie, and sure enough, on the switch, he's going to set up those Toxic Spikes. So that was a good move for me, because now I can Rapid Spin these out of here and not have to worry about just some annoying entry hazards, because he's already got one layer of spikes up, and now he's got one layer of Toxic Spikes. I got to get rid of these entry hazards, and I'm slowly losing Starmie to that burn, which is why I'm just starting to realize, I'm starting to feel like Natural Cure Starmie is the way to go there, because I'm not liking that burn. Analytic, I guess, could come in handy, but Starmie's already pretty fast anyway. Anyway, moving on. He's going to go back into the Klefki, and I'm going to keep Starmie in, Rapid Spinning away those entry hazards. Now, even though Klefki's at full health, I mean, no guts, no glory, I'm going to go ahead and go for the Z move and maybe take this Pokemon out. Thanks to the Prankster ability, though, Spikes is going to get set up first, which I guess Analytic did come in handy here. For those of you that are wondering, Analytic is an ability that Starmie has. I think it's its hidden ability, and if I'm wrong, correct me, but I'm also sorry. What it does is, if Starmie goes second, its move increases in power. So Hydro Vortex, the Z move is based off of Hydro Pump, and then with the Analytic buff, I'm pretty sure that is what caused this Z move to take Klefki right out of the match, giving me first blood against Santoro. But, I mean, still, either way, that burn is just annoying me, because, I mean, Starmie's a Pokemon you may need in the future. She's got great stats, great move library, so, I mean, it's in the air. Analytic came in handy there, I'll admit. Anyways, he's going to bring in his Beedrill, the Mega Beedrill. It's got to be the Mega, and I'm going to bring in my Hippowdon just to, take whatever he's got coming at me, because I didn't want to lose Starmie just yet. And he's going to go ahead and go for the Mega Evolution, either going for probably the U-turn or the Poison Jab. Hopefully he doesn't go for the Swords Dance, because like I said, Beedrill learns Swords Dance, and it makes it an awesome freaking sweeper. Thankfully, though, no Swords Dance, going for the U-turn, and it takes a good freaking chunk out of my Hippowdon, putting me in the orange, and he's going to bring in his Mamoswine to either try and set up some Stealth Rocks or just take out Hippowdon. But I'm going to go ahead and attempt to set up my entry hazards here, because I want to make him pay for all these switching and pivots that he's doing. He's going to get his Stealth Rocks up, and I'm going to go ahead and go for the Slack Off, which I regretted immediately. I should have gone for the entry hazards over healing up my Hippowdon, because, I mean, I just should have. Now he's free to attack me, and I don't have my entry hazards up. So he's going to go for the Icicle Crash, and it does a heck of a lot more damage than I thought it was going to do. Icicle Crash, putting Hippowdon in the orange with 40 health, but it did a crap ton of damage. I cannot take another Icicle Crash, and I flinch. So now I have to let Hippowdon go. I mean, maybe I didn't, but I have no clue what to put in. So I'm going to go ahead and let Hippowdon go. Ice Shard is going to knock my Hippowdon out of the match, and I do not have my entry hazards up. This puts me in a very, very tough position. I still got Starmie, so I'm thinking I can rapid spin these entry hazards away. I can get rid of the Stealth Rocks, but he's got Stealth Rocks and Spikes up, and that's going to put me in the red. That's going to put me well in range of an Ice Shard. I was hoping Starmie would live, so now I'm 2 Pokemon down, and I do not have a rapid spinner. The momentum just shifted to his side of the field, and I'm in some trouble here, guys. I need to make up for lost ground big time, and I need to be careful with these next few turns. I'm going to bring in Infernape, and I'm going to be aggressive. Usually I go for the Flare Blitz or the U-turn. That's usually what I go for. But I also know that he's got Tentacruel up, so I'm going to be safe and go for the... I was thinking about going for the Close Combat, but I did also remember he's got Tentacruel up. I can't go for the Close Combat. He can wall it. So I went for the U-turn, getting some pivot tempo, and now I'm going to go for my Aerodactyl, because I'm hoping I can just Earthquake this thing out. I know it's probably not going to take it out of the match, and I know I'm going to have to risk either him setting up some Toxic Spikes or going for the Scald. And I'd rather, to be honest, I'd rather him go for the Scald than set up Toxic Spikes. So I'm going to go ahead and Mega Evolve and just go for the Earthquake. The thing that also kind of sucks is Mega Aerodactyl doesn't have a power-up move like Swords and it does learn Hone Claws if you're willing to try that, but Hone Claws is just not that good of a power move in my opinion. Earthquake doing a very considerable amount of damage to the Tentacle, but sadly does not take it out of the match. I'm going to take the Scald, and hopefully he doesn't get the burn, and luckily enough, putting Mega Aerodactyl in the red and no burn. I lucked out big time there. That was just a huge break, because if you got the burn, that would have sucked. So now I'm going to Earthquake, taking this Tentacruel out of the match, and that kind of evens out the momentum, because we're both 2 Pokemon down, but still, he's got entry hazards up. He's got 2 entry hazards up on my side of the field, so I cannot switch as crazy as I want to. I got to keep a Pokemon in and just hope for the best. He's going to bring in his Haxorus, and from those of you that have seen my videos, Haxorus is a force to be reckoned with. I'm going to go for the Ice Fang, hoping for the Freeze or the Flinch, and I do not get it. Thankfully, he did not go for the Dragon Dance, and Dragon Claw is going to take Haxorus out of the match. Even if he did go for the Dragon Dance, though, I still got Scizor. I still, have a Pokemon that I can just use a priority and take Pokemon out that are weak like that. I'm going to bring back Infernape because I'm Choice Scarf. I'm going to go for the Close Combat, and that is definitely going to knock this Haxorus right out of the match. So now all he has left is Infernape, Beedrill, Mega Beedrill, and Mamoswine. And if I can take Infernape out of this match, then I can clear the field. I can clear the rest of his Pokemon with Scizor. I'm going to go for the Close Combat, hoping it wasn't Choice Scarf. It was Choice Scarf, but Adamant, and Close Combat is going to put his Infernape in the red, not taking it out of the match, but I'm perfectly okay with that because I can Bullet Punch away. But he goes for the Flare Blitz, giving me a big freaking break here, and the recoil damage from Flare Blitz is going to take his Infernape out of the match as well as mine. So both of our Ninja Monkeys are out. And now, with all he has left, Mamoswine, Mega Beedrill, Scizor can come in and clean house. I'm confident about this. I'm going to bring in Scizor. I was keeping him back the whole match, just keeping him safe. And he's going to bring in his Mamoswine. At that health, I'm pretty sure a Choice Banded Scizor can take this Mamoswine right out of the match. And I'm going to go ahead and go for the Bullet Punch here, hoping for the best. I was surprised he did not go for the Ice Shard, just thinking maybe he'll get some residual damage. But Bullet Punch is definitely going to knock this Mamoswine right out of the match. And for those of you that have seen my videos in the past, you know that a Mega Beedrill at full health cannot survive a Choice Banded Scizor with Adamant Nature's Bullet Punch. This Scizor is Adamant Nature, and Bullet Punch is going to OHKO Mega Beedrill, taking it out of the match. Wow, that was I got nervous there, but good game, Santoro. Very good game, man. That was awesome. Comment, rate, and subscribe to his channel. Go check his channel out, guys. He's an awesome freaking Wi-Fi battler. So moving on to this next Wi-Fi battle, it is against a very good friend of mine, and me and him have been playing Pokemon for about 10 years together now, off and on, but still. And he's gotten a little bit more in the competitive side than I have. He's a much better player than I am, without a doubt. And he goes by the name of Granpapi on the Smogon website, and that is him and his ranking in the UU tier, ranking number 43 in the top 50 at 1662. That percentage, I'm assuming, is his win percentage, 79.9% chance to win. If I'm wrong, correct me, but I'm assuming that's what it is. He is in my Discord server. So for those of you that are, getting that itchy finger to battle him, go ahead and, like I said, I've been saying, join my Discord. There's awesome people in there. He is in my Discord server. And another impressive feature is that he has gotten to that rank with a mono fire team. That's right. You heard that correctly. Mono fire. That's just always been his thing when it comes to playing Pokemon. He even did pretty well in the OU tier when it, in the last generation of Pokemon. So moving on to the Wi-Fi battle and looking at his team, it's pretty much what I expected. I know this team. Arcanine, Chandelure, Talonflame, Incineroar, Volcanion, Rotom Heat. I mean, that's just usually what he goes with. And he'll switch it out every now and then, and he'll even switch out Pokemon. It'll be the same Pokemon, but it will have different sets and different moves. So you're not sure what to expect from him. And he uses a lot of just off-the-wall sets, and it'll just catch you by surprise. So starting the battle, I'm going to go ahead and start off with my Mega Manectric because, why not? And he's going to start off with his Rotom Heat. And usually, a Mega Manectric can't do much to Rotom Heat, but you also would think Rotom Heat can do much to Mega Manectric. But when you throw a Choice Scarf on it, then it can catch a lot of people by surprise. And Overheat is going to deal a crap ton of damage to my Manectric, putting it in the red with 11 health. And I'm going to Volt Switch out of here to just get some Pivot Tempo going of some kind and get into safety. I don't even know when I'm going to have another opportunity to bring in Manectric to do any damage, to do any damage at all. I'm going to bring in Ranunculus, and I'm not even sure what I'm going to do. I went for the Calm Mind, and I immediately should not have done that, because starting to set up so early in the match, it was bound to backfire. I should have just been aggressive and gone for anything but I went for the Calm Mind to just try and get some bulk and just get some offensive power here. And Incineroar is going to come in. He outspeeds me, and he learns Knockoff. I don't know why I didn't switch. Not sure what the heck I would have switched into, but Knockoff is going to take my Ranunculus out of the match. Turn like 2 or 3 into the game, and I'm a Pokemon down. And I'm going to bring in my Infernape and just see if I can scare this thing away. And I should have known better than to do this because he's subscribed to my channel and he watches my videos. So he probably knew I was going to U-turn and get some Pivot Tempo. So I'm going to U-turn. He keeps the Incineroar in, and it takes a good amount of damage, I guess. And he's going to U-turn on my Swampert, gaining him the momentum of the Pivot Tempo. And now he's free to bring in any Pokemon he wants. So he's going to bring in the Volcanion, and I'm kind of thinking I can set up Stealth Rocks because his Mono Fire team is not going to like entry hazards of any kind. So I don't see Volcanion doing too much damage to Swampert. I'm going to go ahead and set up my Stealth Rocks. He's going to Steam Eruption, dealing a very good amount of damage to Swampert, enough that I got to be concerned with. But I at least get my entry hazards up. And if you notice, his Volcanion is holding a balloon. So I can't just Earthquake this thing and pop that balloon. I can't Scald it because its ability is Water Absorb, and it'll just restore health. So yeah, Swampert can't do anything at all to this Volcanion. And he's going to Defog, getting rid of my entry hazards. So, I'm going to Roar because I was just doing it for lack of anything. And Roar is going to bring in Chandelure, who's the Pokemon I don't want to see against Swampert. I went for the Stealth Rocks again, thinking maybe he'd predict a switch, but he was very aggressive and went for the Energy Ball, and that's definitely going to knock my Swampert out of the match, hitting it for ×4 weakness. Oh yeah, that's bad. So I'm 2 Pokemon down, and I'm hoping Haxorus can just make some dents in this team. I don't I don't expect Haxorus to go very far, but I'm hoping I can just get a Dragon Dance off and make some dents. He's going to bring Incineroar back in, getting an Intimidate on my Haxorus. But since I went for the Dragon Dance, the Intimidate's just null and void because it's going to put my attack back where it was. Sadly, it does not. It does not, do +2 stages. But oh well, my speed is still up. So with that health, I'm thinking Earthquake is going to do the job here. I'm going to go for the Earthquake and just get rid of this Incineroar. Oh, so I thought. Incineroar takes the Earthquake somehow, living with like 4 health, and is going to U-turn to gain some pivot tempo on Haxorus, and he's going to bring in his Talonflame. So Talonflame had a bit of a nerf, and last generation, all you saw was Talonflames because of the ability Gale Wings. Now what Gale Wings did is it gave flying moves a priority of +1. And that made Gale Wings kind of stupid because it has since been nerfed to where the flying moves only get priority if the Pokemon is at full health. So I switched out into Manectric, getting the Intimidate. I knew I was going to lose Manectric anyway, and he's going to go ahead and go for the Supersonic Sky Strike. That's definitely going to take Manectric out of the match, but at least Manectric is at like 4 or 5 health, or however much health it has. Either way, I didn't want to lose Haxorus because 11 health. I didn't want to lose Haxorus because Haxorus resists most of his team, and if I get the chance to set up, I can maybe come in and sweep. However, that Talonflame is still at full health, meaning that Brave Bird has +1 priority. I need to get it, I need to do some kind of damage to it. But he's going to switch out, going with Incineroar. I have no clue why I went for the Destiny Bond. I guess I was hoping he would go for the Brave Bird, but it didn't work out that way. I'm going to Destiny Bond on the Incineroar, and I outspeeded anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and just go for the Shadow Ball to take Incineroar, to finally take Incineroar out of the match. Which, this has not been a good match so far. Not for me, anyway, because he's kicking my ass, which I expected. Like I said, he is a very competitive player. He's a very good player, and I did not expect to get very far. I'm going to switch out, not wanting to take a Shadow Ball to the face and losing Gengar, thinking maybe I can Destiny Bond something and take it out. But I do know this Chandelure is holding a Choice Scarf, so it outspeeds a good amount of my team except for Infernape. But Infernape can't really do much to Chandelure. I got Thunder Punch, which maybe that'll hurt it, but it won't OHKO it. Flare Blitz won't OHKO it. Close Combat won't hurt it at all. And U-turn isn't going to do anything to it either. He's going to go ahead and bring in his Volcanion, which I figured he was going to do, and I went for the Thunder Punch to do a very good amount of damage, which that's probably the best play that I made all match. Popping the balloon, hitting it for super effective damage. He's going to keep it in because he doesn't have anything that just resists it right off the bat. And Thunder Punch is going to take the Volcanion out of the match. So even though I took out that Volcanion, the momentum is still all on his side of the field. He's got 4 Pokemon to my 3. Thunder Punch on Rotom Heat, that's not going to do anything to it. And Volt Switch is going to take my Infernape out of the match. So even though that play was a good play, it didn't matter because, I'm so far behind in this match, I can't do anything, and Chandelure can take out the remaining Pokemon I have. I'm going to go ahead and bring in Haxorus. I know at that health it probably cannot take a Shadow Ball, and yeah, that's pretty much game because I have Haxorus, I have Gengar. Haxorus is not going to be able to take the Shadow Ball. Gengar's weak to Ghost. So, yeah, that's pretty much GG. Shadow Ball taking Haxorus out of the match, and then Gengar is going to come in and just get taken out with that Shadow Ball. So, I know he's going to watch this. So, very, very good game, Grandpappy. If you want to hit him up on Showdown, or if you want to join my Discord and challenge him, guys, you're more than welcome to. He's an awesome freaking battler, and he's a lot of fun. He's a lot of fun to play. I hope you guys enjoyed the battle. I hope, yeah. Later, guys. Comment, rate, subscribe, join my Discord, and I will check y'all later. Thanks for watching.